What is up? Welcome back to another video. I'm super excited for today's video because it is a full day of eating. Today is a rest day. I went to the supermarket and I always love grocery haul day because I make sure that it's a more kind of fun day, so I fit in a lot more soul foods than I would usually. I hope that this video gives you some meal inspiration. Here in New Zealand, we are going into week 4 of a level 4 lockdown, so it has been a while, but you know what, we're making the most of our time in lockdown. We still work out most days. Today, of course, being a rest day, I didn't work out, but I'm still eating around 2,400 calories each day, maintaining weight, feeling really happy, healthy, strong, and confident. And before I get into the video and show you what I'm eating today, I just want to remind you that nutrition has to be personalized to you and your goals. If your goal is fat loss, then you're most likely not going to be eating as many calories as I am right now, as my goal is to build muscle. So if you do need any help with your nutrition and your training, you know where to find me. Head along to fitwithanjuli.com, sign up today. I'll send you an email about your goals and we can get started working together. Yay, let's get into my food for the day. My breakfast today is something I just felt like having. I absolutely love fresh bread, so before I put the bread into the freezer for the week, I thought I would take some out and make an open sandwich. So we are going to use some chicken rashers, lightly pan fry them. It's kind of like bacon, but it's just lower fat and more macro friendly. So I'll pan fry that, pan fry a couple of eggs, and then just simply place them on the bread and have them folded over as a sandwich. I absolutely love a runny yolk, so this is just a really good treat for my breakfast this morning. I get asked a lot about why I weigh and track my foods, even though my goal isn't necessarily fat loss. So when it comes to intuitive eating versus counting calories, there's 2 different ways to look at it. Intuitive eating, I think, can be really beneficial for those that have tracked macros for a very long time, because you have an understanding of your portion and the calories in the food that you're consuming. However, even though I can really estimate a lot of the foods that I'm eating and I understand the calories that I'm consuming when I eat them because I've tracked for so long, I do have really specific goals still, and I actually prefer to track my macros so that I can fit foods into my day that I enjoy without fearing them. So for example, if I was maybe trying more of a clean eating type approach, I wouldn't really feel as good fitting in ice cream and chocolate doing that, because I think that I was falling off track, versus if I am counting my calories and my macros, I know that, oh, you know what, I can actually fit an ice cream in today and still stay on track with my goals. I think intuitive eating has its place in certain people's lifestyles, but if your goal is fat loss or you have specific building muscle goals, it pays to really understand how many calories you're consuming, as well as making sure that you're hitting your individual macros, making sure that your fats are high enough for your hormones, your carbs are there to fuel you, and your proteins there to help with muscle recovery. Or if you're shredding, you know, muscle maintenance, we don't want to be losing an unnecessary amount of muscle while shredding. So for me personally, I like to weigh and track my foods. It's what Ross, my fiance, also does as well. If you have tracked for at least 3 to 6 months, then of course you can move towards more intuitive eating if you don't have specific goals. But a really easy way to make sure that you're on track with your fat loss goals is to actually weigh and portion all your foods. And a lot of people say to me like, oh, do I have to do this forever? No, of course you don't have to do it forever, but I do recommend that you get used to doing it for at least 3 to 6 months so you get a clear understanding of portion sizes. And once again, if your goal is fat loss, a really specific way to make sure that you're on track is to measure things. You really can't track your progress if you're not measuring anything at all. So that comes down to your sleep, your water, your steps, as well as your nutrition. They all go hand in hand to make sure that you are progressing in the right direction. So I hope this little chit chat helps you. I personally love tracking macros, and I have a lot of friends and clients that also love doing it because it gives them the flexibility to eat the foods that they love while staying on track with achieving their goals. Mid-morning snacks and peanut butter and Nutella on bread. Yum! Just got back from a quick walk with Ross. We try and do about 2 walks a day during lockdown to get some steps, some movement in, and we are having some kind of like Mexican vibes for lunch, so I'll show you how I make it. To start, we're going to put our rice on. I like to use a rice cooker. It's so nice and simple. I use double the amount of water to the raw rice ratio. And then these are our simple ingredients for today's lunch. Lightly spray a pan with some oil, tip in your beef mince and stir it all around. You could use any type of mince that you want. We're going to add in the seasonings, the crushed tomatoes, the black beans and the red kidney beans, and then stir it all around and leave it to simmer for about 20 to 30 minutes. Once the rice is cooked and the beans are soft, all you need to do is split it into your portions. Ross had 50% and I had a quarter for my lunch. Followed by a caramel twirl as our post-lunch movie snack. I thought I would quickly stop showing you my meals to have a little chit chat with you. I did post on my Instagram stories asking you for topics or questions that you want me to cover in this video, so I thought I would answer some of them. Tips on how to get motivated before a workout. I'm struggling. I think this is really relevant for us right now here in New Zealand being in lockdown, because to be honest, like, I probably don't really feel super motivated most days to work out, just because it is, I guess, not as fun as, you know, walking to the gym and having all the weights there, and that's something that I really enjoy. But the difference between people that achieve their goals and people that don't is the people that achieve their goals are actually more disciplined. So it's not necessarily motivation that gets you towards your goals, it's discipline. And discipline is a learned behavior. So it's about waking up each morning and making yourself do the workout even when you don't necessarily want to. That's how we build the discipline. Now, in terms of motivation, like, definitely there will be times on your fitness journey in which motivation is lacking. We really can't rely on motivation to get us to, you know, stick to our nutrition, our training, our water and our steps every single day. But ways that I stay motivated for my home workouts are things like listening to motivational podcasts or speeches on Spotify, motivational music like pumped up music that I really enjoy. I also make sure that I put my shoes on and I wear a cute Lorna Jane like matching outfit. I feel as if when I'm wearing a matching set and I've got my shoes on, I feel like I'm going to the gym, and it kind of makes me just feel a little bit more put together. I'm never someone that would, you know, work out in PJs and, you know, slippers or something. I just don't think it sets you up for the right frame of mind to work out. So I make sure that I start my day off with a workout. This reduces the chance of me not doing the workout, because later on in the day I might get busy with work, or I might get too tired, or I might just not want to do it. So waking up first thing in the morning and doing a workout, making sure that I've got routine around my day, so I'm going to bed in time so I'm not too tired the next day, wearing a cute outfit, having some music or some motivational podcasts or speeches is a great way to kind of get yourself pumped up. And if all else fails, to be honest, a good pre-workout can do wonders. So I'm currently back on caffeine, and in the mornings before I work out, I'm currently having Oxy Shred, which is the equivalent of about 1.5 cups of coffee. So if you don't have any pre-workout, you could of course just have some coffee if you enjoy that. So there's a few tips to help you get motivated. But another really important thing to do is to make sure you actually have a plan in place when it comes to achieving your goals. It's really hard to get motivated to work out if you actually don't have a plan for what you're going to do. So what I do with my ANJULI Fit Squad is I give them a plan that they follow for 2 weeks. So in the morning when they wake up, or in the afternoon when they finish work and they want to work out, all they have to do is pop onto their phone, open up their Fit with ANJULI app, and their workouts are there to follow through. So if you're someone that has no idea where to start with your workouts, you don't know how to take things to the next level, head along to Fit with ANJULI, sign up today, and we can get started working together. So you have that plan in place, but you also have the accountability of the ANJULI Fit Squad Facebook members only community, which is super supportive, as well as fortnightly check-ins with me via email, which really just holds you accountable and keeps you working towards, you know, that 2-week check-in with me. Leniency on calorie target on gain. Some days it's hard to meet calories, some days I can go over. So I think it's really important to note that in order to lose fat, we need to be in a caloric deficit. Simply put, if this is how many calories your body requires to maintain weight, we need to be eating less calories. So that's your calorie deficit. Now, in order to gain weight and build muscle, we need to be eating in ideally a small surplus to build muscle with minimal fat gain. So again, if this is, the amount of calories your body requires to maintain weight, we need to eat in that caloric surplus. So it's eating more calories than our body requires to maintain weight. So when it comes to either fat loss goals or building muscle goals, the most important thing is actually your total weekly or monthly caloric intake. So of course, the easiest thing to do would be to stick to the same calories each day, because then you know exactly what your calories are for the whole week. If you were preferring to maybe eat less on a rest day, eat more on a training day, then what you could do is calorie cycle. So you might find that on 2 rest days you might have slightly lower calories, so that on your training days you could have higher calories. If, for example, your calorie surplus was 2,200 calories a day for the week, that gives you 15,400 calories for the whole week. So just to break this down for you, let's say that you've got 2 rest days and you're choosing those rest days to be maybe a Monday and a Wednesday. So those days are going to be 1,800 calories, but that means that you've still got 400 calories to add to other days somewhere else in the week. So you could, split that up across each day, or you might choose that on a Saturday and a Sunday, you want to have an extra 400 calories for the weekend. So this means that on Saturday and Sunday, you're going to have 2,600 calories each day. I personally don't like to calorie cycle. I like to keep my calories the same across the week. But if I'm in a building phase and I'm just not hungry one day and I choose to eat 2,000 calories and then the next day I wanted to have, say, 2,400 calories to make up for the extra 200 calories the day before, then you could do that. But for most people, the easiest thing is just to stick to the same amount of calories each day. It's really important to note that the most important thing is your total calories over the whole week consistently over a long period of time. It's not what we do every once in a while that matters, it's what we do consistently. So this means, if you're even on a fat loss journey and you have in the month like one Saturday where you go out and you go drinking with your friends, you're having fun, one day out of 30 days isn't the end of the world. It's really important to note that, one healthy day or one day on track isn't going to magically make you lose weight, just like one day off track isn't going to magically make you gain weight. But a continuous repetition of either or is going to be what will determine whether you will gain or lose weight. I had a question come through about raw weight versus cooked weight when it comes to tracking. I do have a lot of meal prep videos and my MyFitnessPal tutorial video which explains this in more detail, so definitely go check out those videos. But in general, as you'll see in today's full day of eating video, I track everything by raw weight. This is because it is the most consistent way to track. The reason it is because if you've ever cooked like pasta, rice or meat, you'll notice that the different way in which you cook it or how long you cook it for actually varies the weight at the end of it. So for example, if you cooked a kilo of chicken in the oven and you overcooked it, it's going to come out a lot lighter than if you cooked it for the right amount of time because it dries out more. So it's really important that whatever you choose to do, whether you're tracking raw weight or cooked weight, you're consistent. I personally like to use the raw weight because I find that it's most accurate, and this is what I use for the AMB-ANJULI Fit Squad as well. In my meal prep videos, I show you exactly how to split it up. So for example, for my lunch with Ross, we had the Mexican meal. What I did was weigh everything raw, and then when it came to splitting it in half for Ross, half for me, I weighed it again once it was already cooked and then split it up for him and I, but we had tracked the raw weight. Same with cooking rice. So for the rice, say if we were having 100 grams each, that might come to 400 or 500 grams. We'll weigh it again and then we'll split that in half, and that might end up being 250 grams of cooked rice, which was originally only 100 grams of raw rice. So I personally do like to use raw weight, so does Ross. It's what works for us. It's what I found works best for my clients as well with the AMB-ANJULI Fit Squad. That's kind of all the questions that I had come through. If you have any other questions, feel free to drop them below, but let's get on with the rest of my food vlog. For my afternoon snack, I am making some creamed rice. So I've got some jasmine rice, some Himalayan pink rock salt, some vanilla almond milk, and some sugar-free maple syrup. This is a very carb dense meal, so it's 100 grams of rice, 200 mils of vanilla almond milk. Once it's cooked through in the rice cooker, you can top it with a sprinkle of Himalayan rock salt, some yogurt, and of course a drizzle of sugar-free maple syrup. Yum. Dinner tonight is something a little bit different. I've got some pumpkin, carrot, and red onion all chopped up into nice small pieces and then lightly sprayed with some oil, sprinkled on some Himalayan rock salt as well as some garlic powder, and then roasted in the oven until crisp. When the vegetables are almost done, I'll turn on a pan, cook my chicken up with some seasoning, and then top the vegetables with the chicken breast. So simple and delicious. And of course, dessert. I've been waiting for this all week, a chocolate trumpet ice cream. Okay, so that wraps up a full day of eating. Remember that this is personalized to me and my goals. My goal is currently to maintain weight whilst looking to build muscle from where I am right now. I'm absolutely loving everything I eat. This was a very flexible day for me. I don't usually eat ice cream or chocolate every single day, but I wanted to show you what a flexible day of dieting looks like for me and my goals right now. I hope you enjoyed it. As always, if you did, drop a comment below and I'll catch you in the next video.